good. Because only a nightmare will want you to wake up, will make you want to wake up. I can't stand this dream anymore. Then for a while you demand that this dream must change. And for a little while you rearrange it and it becomes a little bit more pleasant. You have a new identity. I'm now rethinking myself. A new me. You can tell yourself some new story, but it's another story. So the waking up is knowing yourself, who you are beyond the story, and that cannot be defined through any concept or word. You can only know it at this moment, here, as the aliveness, the alert presence in which what you are perceiving at this moment is taking place. You are perceiving the voice, the room, the man on the chair, allowing it to be as it is. And you become aware, one could say, of your own presence as the field in which that perception happens. It wouldn't be without you. This phenomenon that you are perceiving is inside you. So you are the presence that makes this possible. And at the deepest level, one can say, you are the now in which everything happens. And that is the arising from within of something that has nothing to do with your life situation. It has nothing to do with whether you have another 50 years to live or another 5 months to live. And nothing to do with whether the world is telling you that you are important or the world is telling you that you are unimportant. What difference does it make? It's a story in the head. And that what remains is always the aliveness, the incredible aliveness of this moment, which you don't even know when you're running away from it, deny it, resist it. The incredible power that is hiding behind whatever is happening at this moment, and that is not a power that is separate from who you are. It is consciousness itself, which is the essence of your being, not the form that it takes. That's temporary. So you could be sitting on a bus in the state of, yes, beautiful underlying sense of aliveness as you watch the streets go past you, people come in, sit next, and you are there as an alive presence. And then the dreamlike nature of the phenomenal world becomes actually very enjoyable. All these life forms, the continuous flux of beautiful life forms coming together, separating. Even the traffic can be beautiful when the mind isn't saying, this shouldn't be. It's all energy movement. Some of it may be a little mad, but that's because humans don't know who they are, so they create a somewhat mad civilization. But you don't contribute to the madness anymore. You allow that also, and through the allowing, something that is not mad arises. It can only arise through you. Can't wait for others to wake up. I'm not waking up unless you do. You go first. So you sit in any situation, or you are standing at the bus stop and the rain is blowing in your face and it's windy and it's cold. And it is. And there's, in the absence of the story which says, I'm 45 years old and I'm still standing at the bus stop. I don't have a car, or I had a car and it's gone. This is what my life has come to. Look at those greedy people driving around in their big cars. I hate them. Life just isn't fair. And the story goes, and so very often the story of me clashes with the form that this moment takes. And this shouldn't be, but it is. So there can be two people standing at the bus stop, perhaps two people who have had similar experiences. They became wealthy, and they were married, and then they lost it all. Went bankrupt, the wife left, the children don't want to see them anymore, and they're standing at a bus stop. One person is standing there with a story running through his head, and it's miserable. Getting wet, because that adds to the story. The wind, the most miserable existence. And the other man experienced the same thing. And he's there. Cold, yes. Getting a bit wet here also, yes. Wet is wet. There's no suffering in wet. And then he notices, because he allows this moment without imposing a story on it, the air still smells good, or the sky, the cloud looks. He will see, first of all, he will see some beauty somewhere, even in the city. But more importantly, he will feel an underlying aliveness, an underlying goodness that has nothing to do with what form this moment takes, and nothing to do with a mental story that you are telling yourself about your identity. This means your identity has shifted when you are no longer invested, investment of self in the story. Your identity has shifted from a narrative, from a story, to something much more real. Presence. You are a conscious field of presence at this moment. And you discover an underlying power and aliveness and goodness to this moment, even if the external form that it takes isn't all that great. And the miracle that happens